Have you ever wondered why you should make the effort to go to the Society of Photographers roadshows when they're near you? Well, hopefully I'm going to show you why. Not only can you go and see the trade and look at the latest products and talk about what they've got to offer and ask them questions, but there are generally three really good talks on during the day. Now, there's me at the front. That's me giving my talk. So there are two really good talks and me, but I just wanted to share with you what I'm doing and what I'm chatting about during my part of the roadshow. For me, I want to show you how you can save time, make more money, and be mentally in a better place by really getting to grips with light and using the raw materials that we build with to make your life easier and simpler. And I'm proving that I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer and that manipulating light isn't difficult. Now here I am in Horton Springs, and hopefully you can see that the depth between the stage and the front row is about 8 feet. So I don't know where I'm going or what it's going to look like by the time I'm photographing. I just know I've got to take a decent picture. Now, as you can also see with all these little sort of stage lights and this giant screen, it's not the most fantastic of backgrounds. Now, in this occasion, I decided I was going to shoot the CEO of the societies, Mr. Colin Jones. Now, anybody that knows Colin will know what a lovely, affable, happy, smiley chap he is. So I decided I was going to use light and show you that once you have the narrative and you know how to manipulate light and how easy it is to do it, that I was going to show a different facet of Colin and show a stronger, more powerful, maybe slightly sinister side to him. And that's all down to how I manipulate light. So let's have a little look at where I am. Here's a little plan view. So obviously this bit here is the stage behind Colin. This is Colin here. There's his head, nose and shoulders. And it's just a way to show you what I was going to do with him. Now it's worth mentioning that if you don't know what it is, split lighting is basically where you take the subject and you split their face down the nose and you light them on one side, and on the other side of them, opposite to where the key light is, it falls into shadow. Now the depth of that shadow depends on how sinister the picture looks. Now I decided I would like Colin with 140 by 30 centimetre strip box, married to a Pixapro City 300 Pro, same as a Godox AD 300 Pro. Now, because I wanted to control exactly where the light went, I popped a grid on the front. Now, most people think grids change the quality of the light. They don't. What they do is they change the spread of the light so I can be more focused on where the light goes. Now, why did I want to do that? Well, basically, I didn't really want any extra spill on the stage. As you saw from the behind the scenes pictures, there were all those sort of theatrical lights here. And I'd already decided that there's not really good background. So the best thing I could do was use the light in a way that would cut that background out completely and give me a lovely inky black void as a background. So it would be counterproductive to have a key light with light that was spilling everywhere. So the grid's controlling the spill, and I've lit Colin, as I've said in my lovely little picture there. Now, what I didn't want was basically the darker the shadow on the opposite side to the key light, the more sinister the subject would look. And I didn't want Colin to look uber sinister. So what I actually did was I got a lovely gentleman who was in the second row to hold a 65 centimetre rice bowl for me. And that again was married to a City 300 Pro or an AD 300 Pro. And this was my fill light, and this was EV -2 to the key. This is my key light here. That's my fill light. And basically the reason for doing this was twofold. One, I wanted to control the depth of the shadow on the shadow side of the face, so Colin didn't go too sinister. And the other thing is, with the gridded strip box and the split lighting, I wasn't really getting a catch light in Colin's eye, so this round rice bowl was giving me that catch light. Now you'll notice that it's on exactly the same side as my key light. I like to do this. I hate it when Phil comes over here. Let's just say no, because it can give a cross-contamination of shadows, and it can make the light not look natural, because we basically only have one sun down here on Earth, and I'm trying to make my prevailing direction of main light look as though it's coming from one direction. Now, by the time I'd got to this stage, I'd also sort of slightly decided that, actually, do you know what? I don't want the shadow side, even though it's lighter, to sort of fall into the black inky void. I wanted a little bit of separation here. So I got Ben from the Societies to jump up on stage for me, and using handheld another City 300 Pro, same as the AD 300, with just its basic dish on, the thing that comes with it in the box, I just got Ben to feather the light past Colin, just so it would separate him out, sort of on the side and on his shoulder. Now, I also placed his shoulder square to the camera to make him as broad as possible for a bit of dynamicism. Now, we've now got a front-on view, so this is like me looking through the camera. The horizontal line is the stage, Colin's resting on the stage. So key lights in here, 140 centimetre strip box with the grid, and it's split lighting in. Remember, split lighting, where what we're doing is literally lighting half the face, splitting the face with light. Oh, no pen wants to work for me now. That's Murphy's Law. So yeah, basically splitting the face with light. That's really, really important. But I didn't want the shadow side to go deep dark black. I wanted to be detailed. So what I did was I got that gentleman to hold the 65 centimetre rice bowl, and I'm just doing it in dots so you can understand that it's behind me. On the same side as me key, just to control the density of that shadow that we've put in on this side, but also to add the catch lights in the eye. Now, the reason I also wanted to show you this was I'm about to reveal the pictures to you, and I took two. I took this sort of mean, macho, moody picture of Colin, which was my original intention, and then I wanted to show people that with the very slightest manipulation, you can change the total mood of the picture. And I turned Colin slightly more side on so his pose was less threatening, and I raised my key light as much as I could without having a boom or having somebody holding it for me, just so we'd tip a little bit of light into the top of his head as well, and change that split light into a loop light pattern. So what we'd done is we'd brought the light slightly round as well, so we weren't having that drama of the split lighting. We were just dropping a little bit of a shadow here, which was giving shape and form, and literally that's all I did. But the effect can be quite dramatic. So let's reveal the first picture. There's my mean, macho, split-lit picture of Colin. So you can see that we've split his face with light rather. You know, we've lit this side. This is the side that we've retained in shadow. Note the little catch lights that the rice bowl is giving me, and that separation that Ben very helpfully put in just by holding and feathering that light across Colin, and by using an appropriate aperture. Once we'd measured and shutter speed, we could drop the annoying background into total inky blackness. Now that's a look that most people will never ever see of Colin. So just by moving a couple of components, We can make the world see Colin as most people see Colin. We've still got that separation going on. We've got that little bit of loop lighting, the shadow dropping down there, because we've manipulated the light round slightly. We've slimmed him down by turning his shoulders away, making him less aggressive. And you can see, if you look really closely, that not only have we got that sort of round catch light of light in the eyes, but we've now got the strip box. So you've got 2 for 1 there, 2 different moods, and all we've done is manipulate the key components, the fill light, ever so slightly in the picture, and reposed Colin. And this is the sort of education you're going to get if you come along to the Society of Photographers Roadshow. Chance to ask questions, get answers, and hopefully enjoy your photography a little bit more, feel empowered, and put the advice to good use and improve the photography, and basically make business life a little bit easier. Because the more you understand the raw elements, the more you can manipulate the raw elements, the less time you spend doing it, which translates into making more money. So never forget, light is might. It is the one thing that we need to learn to use better. The better we use it, the better our photography is, the better our business comes. Hopefully, we'll see you on the next leg of the tour. Ciao for now.